12th. We are meeting in the center office building, 301 Main Street, Sturbridge, Mass. We have two members here, and let me see here,
Just Nick.
and one online. Okay. First thing is attendance. Karsten,
Carsten Stüber, present.
Ed Goodwin present, and Nick.
Nick Gravel, present.
All right, great. This meeting will be held in hybrid format, as I've already pointed out, with the option to attend either in person at the center office building remotely or remotely. All participants are asked to remain mute unless they're speaking to ensure clear audio for the rest of the attendees. Join us online at meet.goto.com/town-of-Sturbridge/conservation. We can dial in at 1-646-749-3122. Access code is 819-169-093. We will go ahead and read the...
In the interest of saving time, the Sturbridge Conservation Commission will hold all public hearings tonight for work within the wetland, water body and resource area and/or within the 200-foot buffer zone to a wetland, water body or resource area in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, and associated regulations, and the Town of Sturbridge Wetland Bylaws and associated regulations. We will not be reading the newspaper ad. Prior to opening the first hearing for each project, the applicant is to submit proof of notification to abutters within 200 feet of the subject property line and proof of the legal newspaper advertisement. If these items are not submitted, the public hearing will not open. Additionally, prior to the start of each public hearing, we will announce the location of the project, the applicant, and the applicant's representative. If any of the visitors have not legibly signed in yet, please do. Also, if any visitors are recording this meeting, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And with that, we'll call to order. We've called the roll call now. Do we have any meeting advisories? Nothing to go on. No Barnacle walk-ins. So we are now into the public hearings. We will start right off with 51 Bennett's Road, owner applicant Liam Ferguson, representative Glenn Kravosky, EBT Environmental Consultants, DEP file number 300-1246. Proposed project is construction of a 1,410 square foot garage and a 325 square foot concrete patio. And it is our understanding that they're looking for a continuance. Is that correct?
Till April 16th.
What?
Till April 16th.
Yeah, okay, until April 16th, great. All right, with that, do you have any comments or, no? All in favor? Continuing it? Nick?
Nick Gravel in favor.
Carsten Stüber in favor.
Ed Goodwin in favor. All right, we are on to continue public hearing for notice of intent for 23 Old Hamilton Road. Owner Abu Baker, Ahmoud. Representative is Joseph Bellino, JRB Wetland Consultants, DEP file number 300-1254. Proposed project construction, attached garage, expansion of a rear patio, addition to the front of a concrete patio, addition of a wood deck to the rear patio, addition of stairs leading down to the lake, and a sand beach area. Okay? All right. How you doing? All right. Mr. Bellino, you'll start off?
Yes, thank you, Chairman.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, appreciate that. We The hearing was opened last month. It didn't have a DEP file number. There was also some questions raised during the discussion. And so continued it to this meeting. I did submit some additional information, additional clarification of drawings. I requested a revised plan from Joe Levesque. I haven't received the revised plan from Joe. I guess also Lori pointed out that there's it's 43 Old Hamilton Road is a little, it's so small, it's hard to see on the bottom of the plan. So she sent that to me today, or sent it to us today, both
Yeah.
Joes. We're both Joes, unfortunately. I followed that up with another email to Joe requesting, he was supposed to add a couple details on the plan.
Is this in a butter, or what is this little spot?
Pardon?
Engineer.
What?
Engineer.
Okay.
Joe Levesque is the.
I know who Joe Levesque is. I was,
Yeah, he,
But
yeah,
the spot you talked-
the spot you were talking about is,
I'm sorry.
You talked about the spot somehow, but
yeah.
Well, just there was on the plan, I don't know if you can see it, but it's supposed to be, yeah,
It's a
down
minor
on the.
revision to the
It's
title
very minor,
block.
it's just to be a 2
It
instead of a
says
4.
43 here instead of 23.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
narrow.
so that, I guess I missed that.
I thought you were talking about something on the site. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, my apologies if I'm confusing you. Lori pointed that out today, I saw the email today. So like I say, when I met you out at the site that day, I believe Mr. Stuber was there as well, and Lauren was there, and some other members.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there, I remember.
Yeah, I
you were there.
apologize for not making the last meeting, but.
That's okay, Ed,
Yeah.
no problem.
I'm up to date. I did the Mullen and I've been out there a few times, so.
Excellent. I mean, obviously, it's difficult, even when we went out that day in the field, it's, the slope and the ice, it's just not safe and there was snow cover. So it would have been nice to be able to see the areas, even, the last couple months, but obviously there's excessive snow cover, so it's really it's tough to navigate or see the things, see the areas. But again, we're simply proposing to enlarge the front patio, existing front patio, the existing rear patio.
Let's go through them one at a time.
Okay,
So
sure.
we do. All right. You consider the front patio, you've got your, there's a clicker there.
Oh, sure, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the front patio, it's currently, believe 3 by 4 or 4 by 6. I have the dimensions, but we're proposing to increase that in size to 5 by 8. The rear.
That is what distance from the wetland?
It is, this right here is 81 feet from that boundary. This here is, from the wet boundary, let's see, this is the 25-foot no-touch. This is the 50-foot no-build, so
But I was
it's,
just talking about the one patio at this point.
this one patio is approximately, I would say if that's 50 feet, it's probably 60 feet from the edge of wet, at its closest point.
Are you calling the landing the patio or the patio the?
This is a it's not really a patio, it's a front landing or a front landing, I guess. It's just
5
the
by 8 feet?
entrance to the house. It's existing 3 by 4, I believe. We want to make it bigger to 5 by 8.
All right.
So basically just, enlarge it within the same confine where it is. And I apologize that again, you said you weren't here at the last meeting, so I'm happy to do this for you. So this existing patio, I want to say, is 12 by 20. We're proposing to make it 12 by 34.
And how far from the?
That is from the edge of this, from the wetland associated with the lake. That point right there is about 81 feet. This point here is about 96 feet. So at its closest point, I would say 74, 73, 74 feet, and maybe 90 feet there. Again, this is an existing patio, concrete patio, and we just want to make it a little bit bigger.
And you won't change anything in terms of the deck?
No, I believe there's a deck on the second story of this structure, this two-frame, two-story dwelling, and it's supported by pressure-treated posts. I think they're 4x4s. I think there's some mention that he might want to put a small deck on this, but I believe there's a small deck proposed, that it might be a 12x20 deck on top of the patio.
But there
Well,
already is a
we
deck.
can't deal in mentions.
It says right here, wood deck 12 by 20.
Yeah, so there is an existing,
So, yeah,
I
12 by
guess-
20, but then,
I think it's just rehabilitation of it. It's kind of, it's not in very
It's gonna
good
have to be
condition.
reconstructed, I think, right?
What's
I think
that?
it needs to be reconstructed.
Yeah, that's right. I believe it's a reconstruction of the existing deck and expansion of the existing patio.
So what material will you use?
For the patio, it'd be concrete, I'm assuming it would be. It's existing concrete. The deck would be probably either, if it's pressure treated, it'll be the cedar or a composite like a Trex or something like that. But all of it will be within the existing structure that's there. So that's front landing, make it a little bigger, the rear patio, enlarge it, rehabilitate or replace the existing deck. Number 3 would be the attached 24 by 24 attached garage. We were able to see the dimensions of that when we were out in the field that day. At the last public hearing, Lauren, the commission and Lauren agreed that we would add like a splash pad of stone, maybe
Drip
12
edge.
inches. I
Yeah.
think that's what you called it?
Drip strip.
Drip strip, there we go. A drip strip so that anything that comes off the roof would infiltrate there. I mean, I'm happy to, as well, we could add gutters if that's something that the commission would prefer, where we'd be happy to do that, whatever the commission's preference is. But Lauren did mention the drip strip, and we're happy to do that on all the sides of the proposed structure.
well, that would be your preference.
Okay.
We do a lot with the drip strips. I don't know why. But
I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a good method of getting the water back, and you got a pile of sand there for a location. So it would seem to me that it would go right back in.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and we're happy to do that. We'll certainly do that on the 3 sides of the proposed structure.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. The 4th element would be, what we have here is a kind of a path. There are some stone treads, if you want to call them. They're really not very well defined, as I recall. I mean, I was here, trying to think when I flagged it, it was probably August or September, I think, of last year. I did walk down and, well, these are my flags and these are my flags. What Mr. Mahmood wants to do is, and I propose a couple of different ideas, a couple of options, and I appreciate Lauren helping me out with with the second option. The first option, and actually she helped me with the first one as well. What we propose to do is take out whatever stone treads we have that exist here.
Let me pull up the
Sure.
details. This will help. This was, I think, the first one.
Yeah, let's go to is that the one with the detail with the Ecoraster in it? And then this detail of the post and rail fence. Joe, I think, has a detail of that he was going to send to me, similar to this, but he's going
I
to
did
add it.
I talked to Joe today.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I don't know, maybe is it,
That's the.
that's
second
that one, but
the
I thought on the
staircase.
bottom of that, there's,
Yeah, where's the,
see that right there? Maybe just cut it, it got cut off when you scanned it, maybe?
Guys are making my head spin here.
Yeah, see, it's right here, the detail that we want to look at is right there. There we go, beautiful. Actually, this is the older one, so the newer one, do you have the newer one with the EcoRaster on it? Here we go. So one of the ideas that I had was, and Lauren helped me out with this, the implementation of an EcoRaster or some sort of erosion control grid in the treads. But what I propose we do is we'll construct these three-quarter pressure-treated boxes, three-quarter boxes made out of pressure-treated wood, 4x4 posts. And then what I had proposed, was, and the commission and Lauren stated that, it was preferred to have some sort of a pervious tread if we could have one. So I proposed to use pea gravel. In the previous slide, I had just showed pea gravel as the treads. But again, to improve that and maybe keep the gravel in place better, we would install an erosion control grid insert such as EcoRaster into the treads and backfill that with pea gravel, and that would help keep the pea gravel within the treads. So what
You're creating boxes and putting,
like three-quarter boxes, like basically this is one option. One option would be to create, these would be just built by hand. They're anchored in with rebar rods. I think I saw a nice detail of it on a home improvement project where they basically built these boxes on a slope, and they made like gravel treads, and I'd sent that's also included in the
so it would be a fill, not a cut?
well, I get, yeah,
probably a mix of both.
probably a mix of both, because what we would do is work with the existing slope, and, where we need to raise, level it, or it's going to be, the treads themselves, the three-quarter boxes will be level. We'll use pea gravel. Again, all grading will be done by hand with hand tools, rakes and shovels. I'm anticipating about 15 of these steps, because I estimate between the approximate beach area and the rear patio, it's about 75 linear feet. So if we do approximately 15 steps, that would cover that 75 linear feet distance that we need. So again, it's basically all handwork, and the improvement we made, the change that I made was to make this, Dr. Mahmood would like to have, he's a dentist, by the way, he would like to have, so I always call him doctor, I don't know, Dr. Mahmood. So we'll make them 3x5, use pea gravel to maybe a little fill or whatever we take out, pea gravel, and not bring any fill in, but just grade it by hand and then construct those steps all the way down to, roughly down to where the beach area is.
So
that's-
the 3x5 is that's the lateral and the horizontal. You don't have.
Correct.
What's the vertical?
It all depends on, obviously as you drop in slope, it's going to be, it may increase, I mean, off the top of my head. I mean, as you look at the plan, you know, roughly it's, let's see what we got here. Like a 2.5, 3-to-1 slope, so, yeah, as we progress down the slope, there'll probably be a need for a little bit more pea gravel. We may not even need that many steps, because we're not really going all the way. I measured this entire distance as roughly 75 linear feet. We're really only gonna go to about the edge of the beach, might even be here. So we might even be able to get away with 10 or 12 steps there.
But they're pretty high, right? What?
If we had to, we could probably double up on the timbers. So as we get lower, maybe we could double up on the timbers, use maybe perhaps a little bit bigger erosion control grid, and just put more stone in if we had to.
I'm just wondering about walking the stairs.
No, it should be fine. I mean, it'll be very stable. They'll be anchored with the rebar posts.
But just in terms of.
Vertical distance.
Yeah.
How high?
It seems to be kind of big
I
steps.
understand.
What are you gonna do? What's the sequence?
So how high is it?
Yeah.
That high? That's a lot.
I would say, you know,
I mean, is there a code for how high the steps can be?
I mean, as
I
you,
don't know it, but I can ask.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me, I mean, I just have a hip replacement.
Yeah, there's a safety code, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, that was one option that I had. Again, trying to be minimally intrusive, work within the existing path that's already there, right? That's already has the I'll call them stone treads, I don't know what else to call them.
No, that's fine. No, I'm just wondering how
I
you
understand.
walk the stairs in the end. The older you get, I mean.
Well, remember, as you drop an elevation, you're right. I mean, there would probably have to be more gravel and maybe double up on the posts. I mean, it would, you know, we can.
I'm just wondering, so normal stairs in the house is like
They're
this.
11 plus inches, yeah.
Right, so you said it's 5 feet. I mean, how many inches do you have?
Don't look at me. I'm asking him.
That's okay.
It seems to me.
The
10
grade
sta-
change is about 20 feet.
What?
So the grade change is about 20 feet.
20 feet?
So how many inches would be each stairs?
So he's gonna have to have
Yeah, it's what, 800 to,
20 of these babies.
yeah, not really, you know, it's only 600 down to 5, about 16.
Have you got a professional you're doing, that's gonna do this?
Oh, yeah.
Who's the professional?
Yeah, I doesn't have a contractor yet. You had one, but I don't know.
Well, I'm just concerned that you're gonna turn around and because he's got a little Kubota, that the doctor's gonna wanna do that himself. I don't see that, this is a concerning project.
I'm assuming it would be a contractor who's gonna do the work.
Yeah, I think
mean, it has to be done right. You know, I'm not saying he
I
can't
agree
do
with
it
you.
right.
That's exactly right.
But again, Ed, that's one option, Chairman. That's one
Well,
option. So this is the second option, would be to construct, the only impact would be just, you know, you would have to pour some footings for the,
Yeah.
for the posts,
Yep.
for the steps, so there would really be, my guess is the treads, risers and treads would be some sort of composite material, and there will be space in between the treads, so that, you know, if, you know, when it rains or whatever, if it rains, you know, water
Yeah.
would, and then we would put pea gravel underneath,
On the way down.
underneath all the way down. We would probably put like a weed block and then put pea gravel over that. So that's
Certainly
another
looks
option.
safer. This looks safer.
But we don't know.
I might agree with you there, but I'm,
I mean, there has to be some code.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just put in
yeah,
stairs.
Yeah, we need
I wish I had a detail of.
We
I
need a
basic-
contract, he's got to get or you got to get a contractor and bring him in and let us take a look at, have us tell you what you're going to do. I mean, if you brought that in and.
We can do this
spec'd
very-
that out, that'd be fine. If you did the other and spec'd it out, it would be fine. Both of them, I don't have a problem with the concept, but rise over run, I know,
No, I understand, there's some slope there.
yeah.
This would certainly be, would
And
be,
I'd rather not see you excavate into the, I'm not talking about holes. I don't want you to regrade the
yeah,
area.
I don't believe, I mean, it'd be
It
really,
doesn't sound like you're
it'd
gonna.
be difficult to get any type of machine, and it would all be done by hand. I can't imagine, there's,
Nick, are you there? Nick,
Yep, I'm there.
are you hearing it all?
I can most of this. Yeah,
Give us some input. I mean, you do this for a living.
oh,
sure. It sounds like there's going to need to be a lot more steps,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
okay.
and I think that's the thing you're going to have to. I know what you're saying, Ed. If you want to have a contractor look at it, I mean, they could go granite, but you might have a little bit of needing to work the area pretty well.
All right, so,
I don't think you'd have to change the grade though, but it's definitely going to need a lot more steps.
yeah, okay, so we agree on that. So I think we need some input on that.
So you want a little bit, you want a more detail and specifications on
Yeah, how-
either method that we use.
What you're gonna do.
And the code. It's up,
yeah.
up to code.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
we certainly would make anything to code.
So,
It'd probably easier with this type of design, because it's just that'd be a little more straightforward. Okay, so we can definitely
Yeah.
get you some more
We need
information
that.
on
Now-
that. We can try for sure. The last piece would be this construction of this beach area.
well, before we get off that,
Okay, sure.
I don't know if I can get this thing to work.
Oh, you have to click the on button. Sorry, I forgot to click it on the side.
On the side?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So we've got you're gonna do the stairs. Now you get down to here. Now, is this gonna be a permanent dock you're putting in?
The dock is there is existing, so I don't.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna give you a little
don't-
hint here. That dock that you're proposing is 3 feet wide, which would mean that this dock here is 6 foot wide, and it's not.
Well, this dock
That's an
is,
artist's rendering, but it isn't,
the dock is existing. It's not part of the filing. We're not proposing a dock.
okay, you're not proposing a
No,
dock.
the dock is
Okay.
existing.
All right.
We're not doing anything, we're not adding,
Okay, that answers my question.
Okay,
Yep,
sure.
yep,
But it's not in great shape either, right?
Yeah. They're gonna come back for
I
that.
might be not telling, I'd not say tell the truth, I just don't recollect the condition of the dock. I just remember I mean, actually, Lauren had some nice pictures before. Before, we had all the snow that showed, it might show a picture of the dock. I don't know if that's worthwhile.
But, can we go back to the full slide then? You got any questions on that part?
I have questions and comments on the whole thing. I don't know if you want him to finish giving you the walkthrough and then
Yeah,
I'll
that's
go
what-
back.
yeah.
Okay, so if you want to, I think the beach is the last aspect, and then I can add everything that I have.
Well, as far as, one thing that, there were a number of, I'll call them debris piles around,
They'll be removed.
which we had asked to be removed with the last filing. So we need to do that. That
Yeah,
needs to
they'll
be-
definitely be, he stated at the hearing last time that he
I know.
planned
I'm-
on
yeah,
removing those.
I'm making an emphasis of it because it didn't happen before.
Absolutely.
And I want to make sure that it does happen.
Yeah. Certainly, you can add that in the order of conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's agreed to do it.
Yep. All right, and then the last thing is
A beach area.
a beach area. Now, have you looked in MACC, the filing, and looked at what you're allowed for a beach? What's the,
You're talking about how much bank he owns?
how much frontage does he have?
Frontage on the water?
Yes.
So if you, I think it's, I'm trying to remember the number.
50 feet?
That's more than that.
205 feet from the
205.66.
property line,
205.
So
Okay.
205.66.
Check this, 'cause that's
So I
wrong.
think where you're going with this, Chairman, is you'd be 10% or 50 feet, whichever
Right, 10%,
whichever is
that's what-
greater.
that's-
So we can certainly,
It's not on the bank, though.
yeah, it isn't. on
Yeah,
the
but
bank.
it's still.
That's a good point, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's why I decided to I said, how big of a beach would you
The
like?
thing is, there's already a beach area there.
It's hard for me,
Yes.
no, I'm just trying to think.
Yeah.
The picture that, I don't remember it from
It's
when
at
I
the
was out
drawdown
there.
right now, so I've never been over there when
Yeah.
we're not in the middle of a drawdown to see what the
Yeah,
high
that's
water
right.
level is.
Yeah.
There was a
under
place to
normal
go in and
circumstances.
swim when I, that
Yeah,
I remember.
that's during the drawdown. Do you remember I can go back and look at old pictures to see
No, I
what it
can't-
was
no,
before.
I can't give you a.
But I mean, we kind of look at the wetland flagging too.
It was in this area here, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I think we'd probably defer to the wetland flagging.
So how high is the water then?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't, like I say, I don't remember, I'm not remembering what it looked like when I flagged it, but trying to remember, the water was up pretty high. Was it up pretty high? No, it's actually kind of a little low now that I remember. It was certainly not much further below most of these flags. Of course, it's a little different over here, because that's, the
We really
lake, I
haven't
think,
had it up too high.
the lake swings over this way. He basically wants a beach area, and we discussed it at the first hearing, and it was mentioned about what are you constructing? So are you constructing a big sandbox? So that said, all right, we'll make a big sandbox if that's what we have to do. So what we propose to do is just remove vegetation that's in the flattest area on the plan where that we have. And Dr. Mahmood had said that if the pictures that were shown that Lauren had, the area looked reasonably flat. It's not like there was a lot of, there is a gradual, the slope gets a little more gradual as you get closer to the lake. So this structure would be basically placed, again, above the bank, above mean annual high, out of the flood zone, and it basically just be constructed of, it'd have a pressure-treated frame, and washed sand. And
It would be 25 feet long
by 10 feet
by
wide,
10
yes.
feet wide. What's the, Lauren, what's the change in elevation from the top of that to the bottom?
It is roughly
2 feet, maybe 4 feet if you're going from.
I'd say three-ish, 3.5 feet.
Yeah.
3.5?
Probably at 579 to 5.
We might need a double, 2 4x4 posts on this edge, closest to the water, and then just taper it back, and then this would be a single 4x4.
So
We'd
you
have to
don't-
taper it.
So you
Yeah.
don't dig into the hill?
We're not gonna dig, everything's gonna be done by hand. We're gonna pick the flattest area, hand grade,
So it's
rake,
like-
shovel.
So
No
like-
machines.
So it's like a deck then?
It's gonna be like building a sandbox. I mean,
But with a deck, I mean, with you said, you probably can't fit it all into the ground.
Right, you're going to elevate it up.
Right, so,
Yeah.
it's like a deck.
Yeah, there'll be,
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd be-
the
it'd be-
details,
A California deck, we'll call it.
there you go.
But it's in the no disturbance zone.
Right.
And what do you think about that? Joe?
So, let's see.
I mean, Eric was pretty indicative of that. That is kind of a difficult part to approve.
Yeah, no,
Right. Because it's basically a structure that you're building in a no disturbance zone.
yeah,
Yeah, you'd have to grant a waiver from the 25-foot no structure, is that what it is?
yeah.
So,
And the 50.
and the 50, oh, for the stairs, the steps?
Yeah, no, the stairs, no, that's not. That's
this
not,
also
we
within-
don't look at the stairs as.
This is only within the 25,
Want to
so.
confuse you, but we don't look at the stairs as new. Everybody that has a place on the lake is going to have stairs to the lake. So,
Okay.
So my question is, after a season, this will be a dirt box rather than a sandbox. I mean, all of the debris will be coming from the top, and I mean, how do you keep
What
it?
debris? I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
how do you keep it? I mean, besides, it's kind of a difficult thing to approve. I mean, the sand will be dirt after a season, and so you will replace the sand every season.
I mean, there's, you know, some of my cousins lived on a lake in Spencer, I'm trying to think of Stiles, and every year they used to, you know, replace it with fresh sand, or not all, but just freshen it up. Because, you know, there's, of course, theirs was a little different because it was closer to the water. This is just basically so the doctor and his family can have a place to, you know, lounge and enjoy the waterfront. So,
it's basically a patio.
well, it's
It's
made of sand, though.
What?
It's the sand base. The only thing we need something to hold the sand in.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't think we want to just clear the vegetation and
Why don't you have just?
then just dump 2 feet of sand there. That wouldn't look good.
Why wouldn't you have just grass there?
well, isn't that what you're saying you're doing?
No, it wouldn't be 2 feet of sand. We'd
You said it'd be
basically,
3.5 on one side.
well, we'd have
So
to,
I would say that'd be pretty damn close to 2 feet.
okay, well, I don't know about 3 feet of sand. We would obviously, you know, bring.
No, I didn't say 3, I said 2.
We would bring up, we'd add pea gravel, you know, to sort of make this as gentle as we could, the slope for the water. I mean, we'd want it to be pretty flat. You really wouldn't want a slope. You wouldn't want this thing to pitch to the water, because if you did, then this would have to be higher.
Yeah.
Like I said, we could do a double, you know, a double 4x4 there, and then just taper it back here. And then, I don't know, my detail is 4 to 6 inches, so probably, I don't know, if we need more, I could increase it to 6 to 12 inches of sand, but I would try to make it so that, you know, we're not gonna have 2 or 3 feet of sand. We don't want that. Because this isn't gonna work if that's the case.
But that's,
So there wouldn't be that much sand.
but it's.
That's why I kept it low.
It's 2 feet times 25 feet times 10 feet. The square footage, right?
Well, this is 250. Okay, I don't really know off the top of my head, if it's 3 feet, you know, like I say, we're gonna try to make it as flat and level as we can.
Yeah.
So if we don't, if anything, we have it pitch back, so if any sand were to, you know, it would go this way. We don't, you know, we could do it any
But I think.
way that,
Yeah.
he just wants a beach, so, I mean, you know, that's all he wants is a beach. One way or another, he wants a beach. So that's why he wanted it included in the NOI.
Yeah.
And it's not in the water, it's not on the bank. It's, you know, like,
Well, I think it's gonna have to, again, I'm gonna come back to it's gonna have to be
want a little,
exactly engineered,
little more detail.
yeah, marked off, so that we
I
can
wish
look
I
at
could do
it,
that.
so we can see what you're gonna cut down, what you're cutting out, and then we get a compromise on, what you're gonna put in around it for plants to compensate for what you're doing. That would be where I would see this
Well,
going.
What I was also proposing is and I asked for detail on that, and I asked Joe to send me one, was just, we're gonna do a mitigation area, for the 250 square feet or whatever that we take here to build the beach. We would, find some place to do a small mitigation area by planting some high bush blueberries or maybe some other fruit-bearing shrubs. That would be good. It's a detail, but we're just gonna add some shrubs as mitigation for the beach. That was brought up in the first hearing.
Yeah, no, I understand. Nick, you got anything to say? Nick?
No, I mean, at this point, it's getting a little, I'm a little broken up, but, I think with that sand, you're gonna have to kind of look at it. You might have to go into the hill a little bit and maybe use some of those timbers as a wall on the backside going up towards the house to kind of get that elevation right, so it's not so deep.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I say it differently. We need an engineered plan on that one spot where it's going to be. What's going to be cut down, what the elevation is going to be that we're going to dig in or fill to, and how much sand are we going to put in as a plan. It can't be, I'll throw in some, it's not like at my house where I can throw in a couple of 2x10s and put them together. Because I don't have any wetland.
If I remember from the last hearing, there was mention of they didn't want to, have the doctor have to spend more money on engineering plans and all that other stuff. So we were trying to do it as detailed as we could without incurring additional engineering cost. So I appreciated that, that offering from the commission.
Yeah.
And I did have a conversation with Joe about it, and his opinion was, what you're proposing makes sense to me. He said that he would, give me, he didn't know if he had a detail to construct the beach, but, and even the steps, he did have a detail for the steps, probably something similar to this. I can ask him for that. But as far as the beach goes, I can ask, certainly. But I mean, if we're going to incur some more engineering cost, and if that's what we have to do, I'll review that with my client, with Dr. Mahmood.
Yeah.
And if he's okay with that, then we'll certainly do that.
Okay.
I mean,
the other thing, I don't know, probably not a good meeting to do it. We've only got 3 of us. And you need 3 votes from this committee by our bylaw in order to pass anything. You can't, it can't be 2 of the 3.
He can't vote?
He can vote,
Oh, okay.
but just saying, you
You're
have
not-
3.
They all have to agree. If
They all
there's
have to agree
if there's
because
one
we-
nay amongst the 3, it's automatically
I
declined
see.
in our,
Oh,
per our bylaw.
I see.
So that's
Okay.
in our bylaw. The other thing we can talk about it, the other part of this project, we pretty much have agreement on everything except the
Beach?
beach, right?
Okay.
Is there anything else we?
Yeah, you want me to go into my comments?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any concerns or issues with anything up here, other than the fact that I think we definitely want to clarify that there is no expansion of the deck, even though that deck would be on the concrete and no
Yeah.
additional disturbance. I wouldn't want to go out to do a certificate of compliance, and all of a sudden the deck is the full width of the concrete
Right.
slab.
Yeah.
Impact-wise, it wouldn't make a difference, but we just want to make sure we're on the same page there.
Okay.
Working our way down, as we're talking about the stairs here, I see the stairs could provide a great benefit because when you're walking up and down that slope, you're causing more disturbance and erosion. My preference would be doing these types of actual stairs, but leaving letting vegetation grow underneath to stabilize.
Sure.
Reduced alteration of what's already there.
Okay, did you hear what she said to you, that she'd rather not see pea stone under there, that she'd rather
Not under
see
the
it
stairs.
under the stairs, she'd rather have, I'm
I'm in
just
agreement.
translating.
I'm in agreement with
Okay.
you.
As far as what that would look like on the site plan, and I did talk to Joe today because we were just having a recap of what we were looking for, and I had said the same thing, that we had said, let's go through another meeting and see, you know, what the commission's seeing and Ed's seeing, because, you know, to not, if the commission was not going to entertain the sand beach, that it might have been unnecessary to try and get that detail and spend the money. However, we'll want to see it on the stairs before any approval, and for that, and I'll relay this to Joe as well, but we'll want to see where each post would be. So each of those concrete blocks, we want to know exactly how many and where they're going down, and kind of map this out the way that it would go. But overall, I think that would be an improvement. It would reduce erosion, allow vegetation to grow underneath, or allow wildlife to pass underneath. I see no
It'd be
issues
better
there.
access to the water. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Safe access too.
Yeah.
As far as the beach, which I don't even like to call it a beach at this point, I think it's a giant sandbox.
That's what
I have not seen any history of where the commission has granted a waiver for something like this within the 25-foot on a slope that required changes to grade and disturbance. We've approved porous paver patios when it's been on already developed lawn. You know, landings for
Flat.
docks.
Yeah.
But I have not come across any projects that are like this. And I cannot see any way that this provides any type of benefit. Mitigation, yes, but as far as, you know, the interests of the act and of our bylaw, of the additional interest in the bylaw, it's a tough one to really justify, and I would just be nervous on what precedent that this sets for anything else. I can understand wanting to have, you know, the enjoyment of the landing, and if it's really just wanting to have a place to comfortably put chairs where you're closer to the beach, you know, you've got kids in the lake, you don't want to be at the top of the hill, I would recommend something more like what the stairs is going to be going off of just a deck that still allows a natural vegetated bottom, no disturbance into the slope, and just kind of having, you know, like the decking boards that will still allow rainfall to go underneath, if that's the request. As far as the sand, like Karsten, what you said too, it's going to fill with leaf litter, heavy rains of any time that slope naturally erodes anyway, it's going to constantly need to be replaced, and there's just no guarantee that we're not going to be able to keep that sand out of the lake, of a lake that's already in critical condition, and you're kind of at the worst end of the lake right now. You show it on the plan here too, that there is a drainage ditch here, which I'm wondering, and you might not have the answer to this, Joe, but if Mass DOT, do they have an easement here to be able to maintain this
probably
ditch?
do, if it's associated with Mass DOT's roadway there. All that runoff is just sheeting, or there might be some, I'm assuming there's some storm drains on
So
there.
you've got the runoff from the pike up there, yeah, there is
Yeah.
a drain in here, and it's, you know, there is a drainage ditch, but I'm just wondering if Mass DOT has a easement, and if they go in and
I'm pretty sure they
maintain
do.
it. I
And
know
you
that,
guys
yeah.
are refreshing my mind. It goes both ways.
Okay, because I know there were some issues
It goes-
previously with the other way, up on Hamilton Road, there was some
It
issues.
goes straight across and then comes down.
Okay.
But I think this is
I
also.
think I've seen it on the other end of the pike, just not how it all connects. And then you've got the beaver issues under the lake, so that's just, my concern is for the quality of the lake that is already, the state's already deemed this lake in a critical condition, so I'm just
Yeah.
very hesitant on that, and that's really the only thing I can't
Oh,
get past.
it's been categorized as such?
Yeah.
Yes. Going on to the DEP comments that we received, you know, we talked about it at the last meeting with the enforcement order and how we want to follow forward with that. The only thing we were waiting on was confirmation that the plantings survived the 2-year monitoring period, which would have been this past fall. It's going to be tough to
Yeah, we have
do
to
that
wait.
this time of year. We'll
Yeah,
kind of
we
have to wait till the spring, but figuring out how the commission wants to deal with that if they're willing to grant an order of conditions for a project without closing the enforcement order, if that would get carried on into the enforcement order, if you want that to get resolved prior to issuing anything, that's a discussion that I think needs to be had. The second comment about the fees, and Joey can figure this out, but distinguishing that Category 1 projects require its own fee, so additions to the home and additions to the beach would be different fees. So it looks like we're looking with the stairs, which are not on this plan, the beach, and the house. That's a total of 3 accessory fees.
Yeah,
So we'll have to go back.
I don't agree with DEP's comment, position on that. I mean, I spent 22 years doing notice of intents, and as long as you're proposing, the reg says work on a single-family lot, so, and it says beach, it says pool, deck, garage, so anything that's, you could argue that the beach might not be associated with the house, however, it's still part of the single-family lot. So, I personally, if somebody paid a $110 fee, I didn't think it was our job, to critique fees like that. If you had a
We get
commercial,
feedback on fees
if
right
you
now.
had a commercial building and you paid $110, now I have a problem with that fee. All right, that would be an example where DEP would say, I think you picked the wrong category, so adjust your fee.
another one, yeah.
But I would never nickel and dime, and I've asked some of my colleagues, former colleagues, and they said they agree that the only extra fee, if you really wanted to go there, and it's really not DEP's purview, would be if the commission said we want an extra fee for the beach, I can talk to my client and we'd be happy to maybe pay an additional $110 if you want us to, or whatever the local bylaw fee is. We don't have to pay anything to DEP.
DEP recommends the commission requires the fee. What say you, commission?
Well, I disagree with DEP, so.
Okay.
And I just,
So
I just,
we'll revisit, I'll run through the rest
Yeah,
of the
that's
comments,
not-
and then
that-
we'll go
yeah.
back to that
We
here.
can get
for them
around
to
that
go.
one.
how would they know there was an enforcement order on the property?
Enforcement orders get sent to DEP.
Yeah, I know they do, but
And, yeah.
I guess times are different, but, okay.
And then if there's any proposed grading to the beach, which kind of just gets into everything that we've already talked about.
There's no
grades
proposed grading. so-
Showing, well, there might be, depending on if
Well,
we're
it'd
cutting
be
into
by-
slopes and
To me,
fill.
grading is a machine. Grading by hand or work by hand really isn't grading, so I wouldn't call it grading.
So really just kind of getting into the
Okay,
detail.
so,
And that there's no erosion controls shown on the plan.
Not needed,
If we're moving forward, we'd want
unless
to
you
look
deem
at that.
it needed.
yeah.
And then
You don't need it out.
adding the base flood elevation. This is what, I can't tell where the floodplain lies within the wetland flagging. The aerial
above it.
photos that I have right now, it all shows tree coverage, so I can't really see where that aligns up. So I can talk to Joe and have him
Yeah,
add
it's
that
not
onto
much
the
higher than the
plan.
mean annual.
That should be pretty easy. And then if there's
of it.
anything filled, then you may have to do mitigation. And then we've already touched on too, that if anything is going into the lake, that it needs a Chapter 91 licensing. So that's just kind of my thoughts here. It sounds like the commission's going towards a continuance. I just want clarification on what you would be looking for to have for the next meeting. So I think that we're looking more at these types of stairs as opposed to the
Yeah.
other ones to get details
Yeah, that-
on those.
That seemed pretty clear, right?
I'm
Okay.
good with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
And I think the point you made, no pea stone put in,
Fine with me?
so there's planting, that's not.
Sure, he'll
And
be
you
fine
do
with it.
want the details on a sand beach as far as showing cut and fill and grades elevation. You'd basically want a profile with a separate detail on the beach.
Yeah.
You do want to do that, or are we,
Are we what?
does the commission not even, are you entertaining the beach?
Well, I
I'm looking
can't-
at Karsten's
I
face
can't
right
make a
now.
vote,
Well,
but,
It's,
it would seem, just a suggestion that we do,
I mean,
we can get at the plan and approve the plan at the next meeting, and it doesn't include the beach, that might be a good idea.
So, you took the words right out of my mouth.
What?
I was gonna say that, you took the words right off my tongue. I was gonna say, if we do everything and take away the beach, do you think that if we continue it and I get you a detail on the stairs, that I know you can't say, oh, yeah, we'll
I
approve
can,
it.
well, yeah, but I can.
You have a good feeling that we might be able to approve it at the next one?
Approve it.
'Cause I just don't want to, I mean, I wish, we just, unfortunately, this is a bad winter,
Yeah.
and the snow's up to here, so I wish, I would love to go out and stake an area for mitigation, I would do all that, I would have already had it done, just so that I come in here and you can see it. Lauren and I, we can go out in the field, we can see it.
You're not going to be able to do it.
But exactly, so I just want to get so I can advise my client, if we just stick to, if we take off the beach,
Maybe come back with the beach another time if that's still in the works.
possibly, but if I just get it, if I can get a hold of Joe, and I can, when is the next meeting, by the way?
March 5th or March 5th.
March 5th,
I won't be here, but other.
March 5th, all right, that's good to
Everyone
know.
else will be here.
So, and the deadline to get you info would be?
1 week prior.
1 week prior. So if I can get a better detail on the stairs and
I'll have him put the drip strip on the garage too, so that's on the
yeah,
plan.
I'll talk to Joe.
And confirm the upper deck with your client. If that's staying the same size, or, because I just don't want a surprise when I go out to, if the commission approves something, go out to do a inspection for a certificate of compliance, and the deck is the same size.
Sounds good.
It's just gonna,
All right, yeah, I have those notes written down.
So you'd like a continuation?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, I mean, if we're not ready to, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Any discussion on it? All in favor of a continuation?
I have a question. Ed, did you respond to his question? Is it possible to approve it if he takes off? Did you say?
Is it possible what?
Said if I get a detail on the stairs and take off the beach, is it possible to? You make a comment.
Yeah, I made a comment. Yeah, and my comment would be that it appears to be possible from my point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that I'm not asking for, obviously,
I
I
know
couldn't
the
do
rule,
that,
yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I just think the proper wording probably would be, would the commission look more favorably at approving
Definitely.
the other activities if we remove the beach
Remember that.
from the checklist? And I think what I'm hearing is more than likely.
Yeah.
More likely, I should say. Okay, perfect. So you want a detail on the deck, you want the stairs, beach maybe, and okay, and
and I did tell Joe that I'd give him a call probably Monday to just recap the meeting too, so
that'd be
we
awesome.
can all be on the same
I
page.
can talk to him as well, but
Yeah.
it'd be great if you could talk to him as well.
Yeah.
Could we put a deck into where you can have seating area on the deck or something like that? I mean, a cantilever
Can
deck.
we make an inflatable one at this point?
No. But, yeah. I'm not going to continue the meeting on that. Let's go from where we are, all right? All in favor of a continuation?
Carsten Stüber in favor.
Ed Goodwin in favor. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much.
Do-do-do-do. Now, we are at request for a certificate of compliance for 19 Mashpog Road for a culvert.
Failed culvert replacement. This actually looks like it was more of an after-the-fact filing, but there was some cleanup and removal of a shed. Everything's
Is this
stable.
Curboys?
No.
Next to it, though, right?
19?
19 Mashpog.
71.
Kerbog.
71,
Kerbog's
okay, yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah, far away.
But, yep.
No issues. Recommendation to issue certificate of compliance with the perpetual conditions as stated.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Carsten Stüber in favor.
And Ed Goodwin in favor.
We don't even
Okay.
have a motion anymore.
Should we make a motion on these, or can we just go ahead and do them? With
What do
the,
you mean, motion to issue certificate of compliance?
yeah. All right,
It's okay.
a request for certificate of compliance for 179 Main Street.
I'm not going to be able to see this one till the snow melts. I reached out to the applicant and said I'm going to recommend that we table this till at least April,
All
where
right.
I can walk down there.
All in favor of tabling it?
Carsten Stüber in favor.
Ed Goodwin in favor. Request for certificate of compliance for 126 Lake Road, DP file number 300-1149.
This was demo and new construction. All conditions have been met, all reporting requirements have been met. The planting mitigations have survived. There are no issues and concerns. Recommendation to issue certificate of compliance with the perpetual conditions as stated.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Carsten Stüber in favor.
Ed Goodwin in favor. Request for certificate of compliance, 30 River Road, DP file number 1021.
Just to note too, 6 and 7 are both 30 River Road, just different projects. The second one was the orders of conditions that went with the enforcement order. So just note that these are two separate NOIs.
What is this 30 River Road? What is this?
Kindly.
What?
Pine Lake, it's the
Okay.
Pine Lake Resort.
Come on up. Sorry, guys. You gotta be
We've spent a lot of time on
louder
this.
and more aggressive.
Spent a lot of time on this one in the last year, so.
Okay.
We all went out to the site
Yeah.
back in October. I went back out again in December and looked at the water lines. We've got the certificate of compliance, or the as-built. Corey's been in touch with Judy for the superseding order of conditions. Everything's good, everything's stable. That outlet that you wanted kind of tightened up a little bit. Has been more rounded out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Nothing holding in, everything was dry kind of when we went out. No snowfall when we went out either, so we went out in good conditions.
All right, this is not the, across the street. This is,
The first one is not for the stuff
okay,
across the
good.
street.
All right. All right. Any discussion? Nick? Good, okay. Carson? All right, all in favor?
Carsten Stüber in favor.
Ed Goodwin in favor.
And then the second one was the order of conditions that carried over the rest of the project, plus the stormwater improvements and the enforcement order. With everything else, same thing that we went out and inspected, and we had gone out with Ecotech to do soil tests. We worked with the abutter, with the neighbor that had the deposit in his in his pond.
And this has gone nowhere, right?
This is
Nothing's been done on this.
there. We had ruled that we had discussed it the last time. Last time we were on this, we had said that it recommended was no further action because it had been so many years and the sediment had
You
settled.
recommended that.
Correct.
We didn't vote on that, right?
There was not a, well, that's,
No.
this is now.
No, I don't agree. You know,
So to go back out and do more soil disturbance for the, I mean, everything's revegetated and it's all,
we
it's,
can just ignore violations anytime we get them?
no, because it's not ignoring the violation.
What?
It's not ignoring a violation.
Yes, it
because
is.
all, the stream and everything else was cleaned out.
I never got when was it cleaned out? I went and looked, it wasn't cleaned out the last time I went by.
Was?
Oh, we haven't, all right, well then.
And we worked through all, I mean, I can pull up the meeting minutes from that one, but we had gone through everything and walked down the stream and into the soil test and
We're talking about the pond, right?
from everything from the duck pond down to the inlet of the pond, correct?
And the pond.
Correct. And that's
Right.
when I looked at the pictures from the auger
Yeah.
results and the 4 layers of,
I don't need a picture because
Organic
I go by
material
it
on
enough
top.
so that I see it. That is, you've got a delta there that needs to, at least, and they agreed to remove some of it.
but it's all organic material on top of it now.
So if you wait long enough, you don't have to do anything?
That's not the case. It's just,
It is the case.
it's going to be additional disturbance of natural heritage, endangered species
Well,
habitat.
that doesn't mean that we should approve of a violation.
Okay, I feel like We may have to go back because this was a
Okay,
much different
yeah,
conversation
yeah,
last
That's
time.
what we should do. I'd like to continue this one and go back at it, just to make sure I'm wrong, okay?
Table it,
Yeah,
table it.
yeah. All right? All in favor of tabling it?
Rick Darrell in favor?
Carsten Stuber in favor?
Ed Gooder in favor. Okay, we're on to, we're all set with you guys then, right?
Yeah. You, as far as that, do you want us to have Ecotech reach out for anything, or we're gonna have to wait to?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let us know.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for coming in. For request for an extension for 24 Hamilton Road, DP file number 300-739.
This is the vegetation management plan for Hamilton Rod and Gun Club requesting a 3-year extension to continue their herbicide treatment.
What does it entail now? Just vegetation removal?
Chemical treatment they've been doing for,
16 years? Something like that. Are they doing anything with the shot removal?
I do not know.
Because I thought they were, the state had gone to them, right?
I'm not aware of any of that.
Yeah. Okay. So, continuation, or do we want to go ahead and approve this?
I have no concerns with the extension. They've provided all their reports annually as required by the order of conditions.
All right.
Let's approve it.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Rick Darrell in favor?
Carsten Stuber in favor?
Ed Gooder in favor. All right. So we're again on 24 Hamilton Road, DB file number 300-1087. Tree removal as a part of the dam maintenance. Now that's all done?
The work has not been done, no. That's
Huh.
why they're requesting an extension.
An extension? All right. All in favor?
Carsten Stuber in favor?
Ed Goodwin in favor. They were in a big hurry to get that. That's not, they're not talking about going, cutting more, are they?
They're not increasing the scope, no.
Request for special use permit for Riverlands, 52 Stallion Road.
This is for the ice sculpture carving contest that is this weekend. Annual event. We put it on the select board agenda on Monday and it passed. So recommendation to issue with the conditions as noted.
Okay. Any
They came
discussion?
to us early.
What's that?
Came to us early.
I reached out to Brandon and asked if he wanted me to help him out with that one a little bit.
Carson, he wants you to walk the path out to it.
We wanted to make sure it's cold.
Yeah. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Rick Darrell in favor?
Carsten Stuber in favor?
Ed Gooder in favor. 200 Haynes Street, request for a minor change. SEC file number 2418. All right.
So this is for the proposed solar project off of Haynes. This was, all work is outside of the 100, but within the 200-foot buffer. Bear Peak Power has sold this project over to NextGrid, and they are requesting a minor change for the road that goes around the perimeter of the site to be converted to seed and loam instead of gravel. So the access road itself still remains paved. There's still a portion of it that remains gravel, and then it goes out into the grass strip. It already went through fire, and planning's taken a look at it too. My request was just that the final operation and maintenance plan, that something be added to specifically mentioned the maintenance of what that grass road would look like, whether that would be the same as it is in Meadow, for the grass meadow and whatnot. And then we do have applicants present on the line as well, too, to answer questions.
Any questions? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Mike Carver in favor?
Carsten Stüber in favor?
Ed Goodwin in favor. Discussion of possible meeting
Thank
dates?
you all.
What?
I was talking to the applicants on.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
All set. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Have a good night. Have a nice evening.
Discussion of possible meeting dates for reschedule of the February 26th meeting, special meeting to continue the public hearing for 71 Mashbrook, DEP file number 300-1224.
So at the last meeting, we gave two different narrowed it down to 2 meeting dates to give to the applicant to make sure that it worked for them as well. They got back to us and said that March 19th is best. So
March
if you
19th.
go onto the town calendar, you will still see that there is a special meeting for the 26th that says that it's canceled, and it says when the continuation date is. So that's already posted
It's already posted.
on our website, and the agenda for the special meeting is already posted too, just to get it out of the way.
So we have,
Confirmed date of special meeting on March 19th.
that's the special.
Correct.
Okay. And what's the regular?
March 5th.
Next one is, yeah, the 5th. And are we looking at site visits before the 5th?
For all the other projects,
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Okay. Pull that out, all right. Discussion of solar siting regulations.
So I was hoping Laura would be here, but this is something that we really need to tackle into. So the DOER has filed for the draft regulations, and tomorrow they are filing them with the Secretary of State. Currently, it's open for public comment. There are 2 information sessions. I'll send the information if anyone wants to join those. One is going to be February 24th from 10 to 12, and another one the 25th from 6 to 8. And these regulations are going into effect to be implemented as of October 1st.
26.
2026. Some municipalities can start accepting them as early as July 1st, but we have to accept these applications by October 1st. As some of you may know, Jean Boubon, our town planner, is retiring this August. She's already working on bylaw changes for solar to try and get ahead of this. The guidance has been so limited because just everything else with the state, it all gets rushed with no guidance to the municipalities and how to deal with it. But lucky for us, we're able to work with CMRPC. We have some technical assistance hours that we're going to be able to use that they're going to help us with the bylaw. So internally, we're having a land use meeting next week to try and figure out what needs to get done here. My biggest concerns with this new policy is that we have a 1-year time clock from when permits are accepted, or when applications are accepted, to approve all permits. So that's planning, conservation, building. Everything has to be approved within a year, or
It's approved.
they get conditional approval from the state. That's just generally based off of their general conditions and whatever we have in our bylaw. So we really need to drill at this and figure out how we need to modify our bylaw and our regulations to, 1, protect ourselves from conditional approval if that does happen, and 2, make sure that our regulations are very, very clear on what we are expecting in these applications. So when we receive them, 1, they are complete. If it does not meet what is clearly stated in our bylaw, the application is incomplete and the time clock does not start. If it is complete, we need to have a seamless process to try to make this as, go as a thorough review, which is very challenging to do. I'm waiting till we have our discussion with CMRPC next week, but one thing I'm really leaning towards is having a requirement that all these solar projects instantly go to peer review. And I'd like to kind of have one or two firms on hand ready to review these. So as soon as we get these types of projects, we've got the ball rolling, that the peer reviewer is already going out, because that's part of a holdup is, once we get a project that needs peer review, we have to go out, we have to get the quotes, we have to vote to accept, and it's just, that's a timeline halt. Then they have to go out for their own separate site visit. So trying to at least get that moving faster. Looking to have some standard conditions that we implement within our bylaw. So God forbid we ever are in a condition or in a situation where conditional approval is required, that the state would be looking off to reflect that off of our bylaw. One thing that is a little nice is the pre-filing requirements, that as part of this, prior to doing application, that these projects do have to meet with boards, they have to meet with stakeholders, which might also include land trusts, might also include watershed groups. So it's not completely ignoring all other environmental protections. 401 water quality surveys might still be required. Chapter 91 filing still might be required. The same process is still going to be for any Chapter 91, Chapter 97 land, that it does require votes to get that out of chapter. So it's not the, we don't have to really think of our permanently protected open space becoming solar. And I think one potential way to kind of get ahead of this is having an idea of the areas where we could foresee solar operations going in, and just kind of thinking of anything that these, companies are going to be scoping out. My concern is for the communities that are much more rural than us and that don't have the staffing support that we do. And I'm very concerned that these solar companies are going to prey on these municipalities that don't have town planners, that don't have town administrators, that don't have that support to go through all these review processes. And I would like to provide some feedback and comments that when these projects are going forward, that in addition to abutters within the 300-foot, that it's also going out to the abutting towns. So if someone's proposing a solar project in Brimfield, in Charlton, that it should also be notified to the other towns, to any town that is within the same watershed, as that can be an impact too. So I'll send the information over to everyone to do the info sessions, but if you have comments, you as a citizen, please provide that feedback, because this is coming through very quickly.
So could you send me the agenda for the 24th and 26th?
I don't have an agenda. It's just kind of a register here link, but I can forward that over to you.
Forward. Send it to Carol.
I'm going to send it to everyone. Yeah, I'll send it to Carol. She might already have it if Jean had sent it over to her.
Yeah.
So, but let's just say there's a vernal pool somewhere in the area. And if I remember right, you can only do that in a certain time of the year to figure out whether it's really a vernal pool or not.
And if it's a potential vernal pool, which potential vernal pools are still protected under our bylaw, and this does not override all local bylaws. But to have a vernal pool certified, it has to be 2 years of showing the conditions that it meets all the requirements as far as nesting and vegetation.
Right, so we can't do that within a year.
Right.
But our bylaw says that
But our bylaw still
potential
protects
vernal
potential.
pools are protected.
Thankfully. But these are all things that we need to look at, and
Yeah.
a great thing to point out too is, do we need to have extra provisions in our bylaw? We can't do anything that's going to be an obvious red flag to try and stop these projects. Like saying, hey, if there's a potential vernal pool, you have to get it certified first, things like that. But we got to get the ball rolling on this. For town meeting that's coming up on April 27th of this year for our annual town meeting, There is a moratorium on battery energy fields that's going forward. So from a conservation standpoint, please go to town meeting and please vote in favor in that, because even if it gets turned down by the Attorney General, it still will stand and kind of, buy us a little bit of time.
Battery energy is
Battery
what?
fields,
What are battery fields?
Yeah.
battery energy storage systems.
What is that?
So it's instead of
Are
just.
they new? They're old. They're disposal fields?
No, it's the solar battery packs
Yeah,
that hold all the excess charge.
right.
But instead of having solar panels, it's just rows and rows of essentially storage containers that contain these batteries that are prone to geothermal runoff and highly flammable.
So they
There's a
use
lot
them for
of-
power? It's a power,
Correct.
it's a power
It's
station?
a power holding source.
Yeah. No, I know
It
they are.
basically
but-
holds all that power from the grid to be released.
No, but these places that they're stored,
Mhm.
are they being used in those places, or are they just being stored there?
The ones that I know of in our area are currently just holding energy. They are not sourcing
So I could
energy
buy one from them?
because the grid is not capable of. The grid is not updated enough to handle what those are putting out. So all of the battery storage systems that are currently within our district, I cannot say with certainty, but the ones that I know of are simply just holding energy.
And
They
what-
are not
So what do you do with that?
buying it and releasing it. They're waiting for the grid to upgrade. So similar to how we had to do the transmission line project for Podunk Road to support the Charlton Solar project, we'd be, anytime a battery field goes in, you can pretty much anticipate that at some point there's gonna have to be a transmission line upgrade to be able to support that.
But these battery fields
They're
normally,
higher power than what the transmission lines can
but the
hold.
point of these battery fields is that they're stored for some time and then you need it and you draw energy from that.
Correct.
I mean, you can't, so it's kind of useless to have these battery fields at the moment because they're stored only once.
Correct.
And then what? They're there for,
For a great fire risk.
Yeah, they burn
For a
very
fire
well.
that you cannot put out.
Yeah.
And all guidance says that when they catch on fire, the best practice is to just let it burn. It is not worth the risk to anybody to try and put it out.
Put it out, yeah.
There's not enough water that can really do it unless they're fully submerged, and even then it takes time. But all the New York Fire Department shares some really great things on thermal runaway, and a lot of it is just from small-scaled batteries, like the battery-powered scooters, some Teslas, things like that. And if you see how big these explosions are from something so small, and then you go look to where they're doing studies out of Texas where they're actually purposely starting these fires to try and figure out the ways to prevent them.
Yeah.
It's
are these
mind-blowing.
are these the same batteries that they now put in houses when you get the solar?
Much, much, much larger. And they're usually stacked. So from the outside, it just looks like a storage container. If you were to go in that storage container, there's just hundreds of floor-to-ceiling batteries in a controlled environment. Has to have proper climate control, staying at a controlled temperature. And it's something that's becoming more and more popular, and more municipalities are having to distinguish the battery energy storage from their actual solar bylaw, which is what Jean is working on right now too. Hence why she's proposing the moratorium, that we wouldn't get if the moratorium passes by the town, it would make sure that we don't get any proposals for battery energy storage systems until the date of expiration of that moratorium, or until the Attorney General says that bylaw cannot hold. So at the very least, it buys us some more time to get a proper bylaw in place specific to battery energy storage systems. So
And when is the town hall meeting for that?
April 27th, Monday.
Yep. It's a lot of fun.
I know.
All right, where do we go from there? An update on drought status? We're in or are we out?
We are still in a level 2 as of February 11th.
Why?
Don't
There's,
ask me how.
Because everything's frozen.
Yeah, well, yep. So, still in a drought. We've got a great intern that is working with us for the rest of the school year to do some projects. Right now, I have him doing a review on raise and rebuilds to kind of just give us a little bit of comparative, because I felt that it would be helpful for the commission to kind of see what you're approving, when you're approving waivers, things in the 25, things in the 50, areas of improvement. So that's a project that he's working on right now that I'm really interested to kind of see back, and I think it'll be valuable information for you all to see as well. So I know that it's been brought up before that the commission feels that they're approving so many waivers. This will be just a great measure to see what you're actually approving and kind of quantify those, and doing some other work as well. Other than that, we're getting close to Earth Day and all the fun environmental holidays, so trying to do more education and outreach. For the next meeting, we have 2 new filings. One is going to be the request for amendment for Big Alum Lake Association, that you've already kind of been aware of, that they're requesting to do the mechanical harvesting using the benthic barriers and increasing the allowable overall, the annual allowable amount for the algae treatments. So that's going to be on the next agenda. There is also a RDA on the next agenda for a pole replacement project on Whittemore Road. Do you want to do a site visit for that, or do you just want, it's Whittemore Road, so you can drive at any time and see it. Do you
Yeah.
want me to schedule a site visit, or do you just want to?
I go up that way every now and then.
Okay.
do I have to, I mean, I won't be there at
walk
the
it
meeting.
all the
Do I have
time.
to excuse me?
Do you get your mail?
I
When you
think
go out,
you're,
get your mail,
yeah,
just
you're
take a
probably
look.
going to have to recuse yourself anyway.
All right, so I can't.
So,
I just want to type, do I have to?
yeah, I mean, I can send the plans and show you where, specifically where they're gonna be, but it's, do you want to do a group site visit that would literally just be us walking up down Whittemore Road and back?
So
I mean,
will they change the poles, and they will change the pole that everybody hits on in the curve there? Or will they-
Probably.
No,
Or will
they're
they,
not gonna change.
or will they keep that pole so that they can, because,
It's not the pole, it's the problem. It's the down and away turn. You come down the hill
I know.
and it's a,
Take a look at the plan, because I think I know which pole you're talking about too.
because that
and
goes
see where it's
down,
relocated.
that goes down every few months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some are new, some
and
are
when it doesn't,
relocated.
the stone wall goes down.
They're eventually going to be, they're doing Fisk Hill up too, but they're doing that whole area. So I'm hearing no need to schedule a group site visit for that one. You'll look at the plans. I'll go out and take
Yeah.
closer up pictures. I mean, they provided great pictures in the
But tell
application.
them that they should move that pole somehow.
Okay.
Maybe.
Look at the RDA
Or at
application
least-
and show, and point out the poll number, and I'll make sure I relay your comment too.
Actually, you should probably go on the other side of the street.
What else did I
'Cause
have?
that's the
But they-
upside of the down and away.
Right.
Probably won't do that, I think, I don't
No.
know. But it is really, it's a.
We're probably going to be tabling all of our meeting minutes because there's only 3 right now for December 11th, and then for the last meeting, Ed wasn't here, and there's only 2, so we'll just table those for the next one. Trails is currently meeting right now. Slack isn't meeting again until the spring. And Ed, I hear the bridge is on the warrant.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So CPC
We
is recommending
approved it.
recommending
Yeah.
that for,
It's not an impressive improvement. It's improvement.
all right.
But
So
we're still
everyone go to
waiting.
town meeting and vote in favor of the pedestrian bridge that we voted to issue an order of conditions on already.
So, the one that that was.
The
voted
pedestrian,
down?
yeah, the one that got voted down last year at town meeting.
The 2 million one.
Gone down a
Yes.
little, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it like
It's
1.5
less than 2
now?
million, plus they've got,
So they got money now, or what?
Not
yes,
yet.
they have money.
Because
But-
if it's
but
still
sort of.
2 million, then.
Sort of. They can't promise it, but
Mhm.
there's, I think there's 800,000 in the wind. 500,000 from the state, that they had all been in the, and that didn't come because we didn't.
I think that we got denied the grant because it got voted down at town meeting, and
Yeah,
that shot us in
yeah,
the foot.
yeah.
They saw that the town voted no, and they didn't want to issue it. So
Yeah.
go tell your friends to support the bridge because it's a great project to expand connectivity to our
Wonderful.
open space.
Yeah.
I have no other updates.
Except if the $2 million price tag is still on it, it
No.
will be voted down.
No,
again.
it's not, it's not on it.
And if you see your neighbors complaining about the cost of the bridge, try to explain to them that CPC money is money that you've already paid for on your taxes, plus the state matched it, and that is those are the types of project that it is for.
Yep.
That's why we pay that money.
Right.
So,
But $2 million for one bridge, people will just say.
But Carson, for $2 million for you, I mean, you know, I know what you make at Holy Cross, I just took it up.
As a philosophy professor.
2 million's penny change, right? I have nothing else. So you guys are
I move to adjourn.
Nick,
Sounds good, second.
second, all in favor? Yeah,
And Stuber in favor.
Ed Gooder in favor.
Good.
Thank you.
You too.
True.
Thank you.